Alright, this video is for Bruce and Robert, and this is how I make my brisket in the Weber kettle grill. Real easy to do. Everybody's got a Weber, and you can make some of the best briskets that you've ever had in your life with true smoke, flavoring, and everything. So what I've done is I went to Costco and I got me a Packer brisket. You can do it with a regular brisket. I like the Packer brisket because we're going to be actually making some burnt ends with this as well. And this is the point side up here, and this is the flat side down here. And what I've done is, this is the non-fat side. The other side had all the fat on it. I try to cut quite a bit of that fat off, but I leave just a little bit of it on there. But I have seasoned the crap out of this thing. And I like to use a lot of salt, a lot of Lowry seasoning salt, a little bit of Van Zant's, and I got a couple of barbecue rubs that I put on here. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, because you gotta remember, we're gonna be slicing this into slices, so just the outside part of that is the only thing that's really gonna have seasoning on it. And it's just gonna soak down in the meat just a little bit, but not a whole lot. So just make sure, don't hold back on the seasonings, really put it on pretty thick, because you can't over season this brisket the way you slice it, and people will really enjoy it. Wow, yeah, now my wife turned the light on, so I've actually got some lights. Thank you for the video assistance on it. I'm obviously not a professional videographer here. But anyway, so it's about, what, 9 p.m. So I'm going to put this on at about 11 p.m. I'm going to show you how I set the grill up with the snake charcoal method, with the charcoals stacked next to each other all the way around the bottom of the grill. And then you light one end of it, and it'll burn for 8 to 9 hours it takes for that charcoal to burn all the way around the semicircle. What I usually use is a small pan like this for water, and I'll heat the water up, or apple juice or whatever, heat it up to boiling, and pour it in there right before I put the brisket on. That way you've got some good moisture inside that kettle grill to keep your brisket nice and moist. So that's about it for prep. Like I say, I'm going to stop the grill. I'm going to start it back up, or stop the camera, I'm sorry. I'm going to start it back up whenever I get my grill going and show you how I set that up. And then I'll show you how I put it on, and then we'll just go through the whole process, because like I say, we're going to actually cut the point off this bad boy, and we're going to make some burnt ends in the morning. And what we'll do is we'll cut that point off. When I take it off the grill, we'll dice the meat, and it'll be real fatty. It's got a lot of fat in it. That's what makes it taste so good. Then we'll re-season it with all these seasonings, and we actually have a little bit of marinade that we're going to put on it as well. And we'll put it actually into this smaller tin and put it back on the grill for about 2 hours to get more smoke into that point for the burnt ends. And I'm going to tell you what, boys, that is where it's at. So I'm going to stop the camera here, and we'll start it up again about 11 o'clock when we're ready to get the grill going. Alright, so it's about 11 o'clock at night. Got my flashlight out. I've had a couple beers. But I'm just showing you guys what we got going on here. So when we talk about the snake method of charcoal in your barbecue, basically I've just stacked all this charcoal up in a big circle around my grill. And what we're going to do is we're going to light one end of it, and over the whole process of the night it'll burn all the way around to the other side in about 8 or 9 hours. I got my charcoal going in here, and I got wood chips scattered on top of all my charcoal. And we'll put the top grill back on, and in the middle here where I've got this chimney sitting is where I'm going to put my water pan, which will also catch the drippings from the brisket. And I usually, I'll have the top vents on this about 3/4 of the way closed, about 1/4 of the way open. That way it burns nice and slow, but it'll keep the temperature in here right around 200-225 degrees all night long. So that's about it. I'm not going to show you me putting the meat on, because it's no big deal. Like I say, I'm just going to put that pan in the middle of all this, and then we'll put the brisket on there, close it up, set it, forget it, and then in the morning we'll get up and we'll cut the point off our brisket, and we're going to make some burn ends, and we'll go from there. And we'll see you at about 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Alright, it's about 6:30 in the morning, and it's going about 7.5 hours. As you can see, we've got a really nice bark on it. The coals are burned about a little over halfway around, so it didn't burn quite as fast as it usually does. I had the vents a little more closed, but the temperature of the meat's about 140 degrees, just like we planned. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it off the grill. I'm going to cut the point off. We're going to cube that up for our burn ends. We're going to re-season. We're going to wrap the flat, and we're going to put some hot apple juice in with it. It's very important. Anytime you put liquid in your pan or in with your wrap, when you wrap them, that it's hot, so you don't change the temperature of the meat. So we're going to get her all wrapped up. We'll put the flat in the oven at about 300 degrees. We're going to cube up the point. We're going to re-season it. We're going to put it back on the grill so it can smoke itself, and let it go for about a couple of hours, and then this sucker's going to be ready. I'm going to get the temperature of our meat up to right around 200 degrees. So everything is looking really good. Alright, here are the burnt ends after we've cubed it out. We cut the point off and cubed it up, and I've already re-seasoned it, and they're going to go back on the grill for another about 2 hours. This is the flat. You can see where we've cut the point out here. I'm going to turn the oven on here at about 350 degrees. We're going to get it preheating. We're going to wrap this. I've got some apple juice in here that I've already heated up. That's going to go in with this. We'll put a little more seasoning on this part that where the point was setting on the meat. We'll season that back up. We'll put a little apple juice in this. We'll completely cover it with foil, and then it'll go right into the oven. And I'm going to put the burnt ends back onto the grill. I'm going to probably stack all my coals together now, because we want a nice really hot heat, and let that go for another couple of hours with smoke. So we're just about ready to finish her up here. After it cooks for about 2 hours, we'll get the temperature up to about 200 degrees, and then we'll cut her up. We'll slice this part, and then the burn ends will already be done.